All right, drone video of a phenomenal property on the Niangua River in the trout fishing section. You can see the red truck, which is parked right on the property. We're looking westerly at the river, uh, so that you can see the two fields, the one on the left and on the right. Basically, that fence row that you see running between the fields is basically entirely on the property. So the property actually sits on both sides of that fence row. And if you check out the listing, you can see all the very detailed maps to see just how this is situated. But we're going to do a full flyover here, I believe, and really get a good look at this. And those fields were mowed pretty recently there. Okay. So like I said, check out the full listing at InstantAcres.com to really see all the information. Just an amazing property. Excuse me. uh, about 350 feet of actual direct frontage on the Niangua River, which is an extremely popular river. We're about, I don't know, 8 or 9 miles downriver from Bennett Springs State Park, um, which is where they have the trout hatchery, and they raise rainbow trout and brown trout, and they stock this section of the river. So this is actually a white ribbon trout fishing section on the Niangua River. So pretty spectacular, extremely popular for floating and fishing and canoeing and tubing and all that good stuff. Um, there are several little resorts in this area. In fact, right across the river, I believe, is One-Eyed Willie's or maybe Maggard Canoe. It's one of the two. Okay, so now we're looking basically southerly. The land is on the left side of the river. So with that much frontage, I mean, you've got your choice of where you want to clear a nice access point to the water. So yeah, on the right, you can see some campers out there. Beautiful area. As we look to the south, actually just about a mile to the south is the Barclay Conservation Area, and there's a great access point to the river. If you want to do a short little float, like a half-hour, 45-minute float, you can put in your canoe or your kayak or whatnot at the conservation area. They have a nice free launch site, and you can float right down to your own property. Pretty cool if you're camping or out with your buddies or your family or whatever. Okay, so now we're looking basically easterly. Um, well, we were. Now we're looking northerly. And in a moment, I believe we'll be looking easterly. Beautiful area, my goodness. Okay, so now we're looking basically easterly. The property is the widest at the river, um, and as we fly east toward the county road, it'll get less wide. So right now we're looking at the bottom field, um, and again, look at the maps to see the different easement roads and whatnot. This bottom field is going to be within the 100-year flood zone, so definitely not ideal for building. Uh, Certainly, people do build in the flood zone all the time when you're talking about a river property or lake property or whatever, but you'd have to get, the engineered uh, foundation raised up, all that good stuff, which would add quite a bit to the cost. So it would likely be much easier on you just to build on the part of the property that's not in the flood zone, and we'll see that in a second here. Okay, so there we go. We're slowly heading easterly. Fantastic area for deer and turkey, by the way. In fact, in one of the ground videos for this particular property, we almost step on a fawn who was hiding in the grass down by the river. Okay, so as we go east, the property rises up fairly steeply, that wooded part, and then it levels out again. And you've got another meadow area on the top. So of course, all of this is going to be high and dry that you're looking at now. So if you wanted to build with much less hassle, then this area would be a better choice. You can see that the little trailer, and I think there's some other equipment that's parked right on the property. Yeah, there we go. There's a track loader and a trailer, so that's right on this particular tract. And You can see the other easement road there, and then behind that is the county road. That's Marigold Drive. So I mean, good access to this property on Marigold. It does actually have frontage on Marigold, and then go through the gate and basically drive right onto the property more or less. So now I think we just go up and we're going to do kind of an overview, and then we might fly back to the truck. I'm not sure about that. As we continue looking to the east, you can see the Niangua River where it kind of spins around there. And now we're looking south. You can see Marigold Drive. And turn back around here. This is a fairly long drone video, actually. We're getting a good look at this property. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now we're looking westerly. We've got Marigold Drive at the bottom of the screen. And you can see where the easement road comes in right there. The easement road goes down and around, so you can get to the bottom area and the river without having to go down the steep part of the property, which is pretty nice. But this is a fairly good overview. I mean, you can see the upper field, you can see the timber where that begins, then it drops down, and then you can see the bottom field and the river itself. So hard to find anything on a named river here in the Ozarks, or anywhere actually. But the Niangua River is, in and of itself, one of the most popular rivers in the state for floating and fishing and all that stuff. And as far as the trout fishing, there's only about an 11-mile stretch of the Niangua River that's in the white ribbon trout area. So this really is a rare property, and to have over 300 feet of river frontage is almost unheard of. We are super excited about this one. Okay, so now we're a little bit south of the property, and we're going to turn north and fly up the river. Actually, the property starts just on the right, a little further up there. What a beautiful area. Very clear river. I mean, it's great for swimming and for hanging out, for camping. We've got some pretty simple property covenants in place out here at Riverside at the Niangua. As far as when you build, you've got to have a 600 square foot home or cabin on a concrete foundation, no portable buildings. You certainly can camp. You can camp for up to 45 days in a 12-month period. Just everything designed to keep the area looking nice and protect your investment in the property. Gorgeous tract. There we have it, 10.18 acres with about 350 feet of direct frontage on the white ribbon trout fishing section of the Niangua River in Dallas County, Missouri. You can head to InstantAcres.com to see if this is still available, and we would love to hear from you.